Lavalval Chain is one of the most notorious XYZ monsters of its era. But would I be crazy if I say now's the chance for it to actually return off the Forbidden and Limited list? Let's talk about it. What's up, my Nimrod? It's Gage, coming back at you guys again with another dose of that fresh, never frozen Yu-Gi-Oh content. I am elated beyond belief that you guys would spend just a couple minutes with me here today, talk about a children's card game we both mutually enjoy so fucking much. So today we are talking one of the most notorious rank 4 XYZs of all time, and whether or not now's the time for it to return to the TCG after being forbidden for a hot minute. Lavalval Chain is a rank 4 Fire Sea Serpent XYZ monster that requires 2 level 4 monsters, so it's generic, and it has the effect of once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card to activate one of these effects. You can either send a 1 card from your deck to the graveyard, or you can choose 1 monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck. Lavalval Chain is currently forbidden in both the OCG as well as the TCG, which just is a testament to how powerful this card is. It has been forbidden since right after Necroz's format started to die down. When Jinlock got the axe, Lavalval Chain was what really facilitated that getting cut from the game. As well as, Jin getting banned, that's kind of important too. But Lavalval Chain was indisputably a key playmaker in the Necroz combo, but it also was just an extremely potent, powerful card in prior formats as well, backdating even Infernity format. It caused the rebirth of Infernity again from moving on to Synchros to XYZs. And then, of course, as we all know, Infernities happened to live on again through Links, but that's another story. Lavalval Chain has just had a history of being an incredibly powerful card to summon with 2 level 4 monsters. Being able to Foolish Burial actually any card from your deck is crazy, and also being able to stack a monster sometimes came in handy too. But when people think about the power plays that come with the Lavalval Chain, it normally resonates with that of its first effect being able to Foolish Burial something. And really it just goes to show how powerful that effect is, considering a card like Foolish Burial is currently the best -1 in the game, and it is currently at 1 as well. But I think the thing that made Lavalval Chain so powerful in its own right was that it was pretty much just a generic Foolish Burial. Any deck that could summon level 4 monsters could have a Foolish Burial at the ready at any time. And this proved to be, well, disastrous in the fact that Infernity just became an incredible deck once again. And also we want to talk about the Necroz Jinlock. This is the card that made that all possible. But now when we enter Link format and we take a look at really where we've come, I think Lavalval Chain is at its prime point to come back to at least 1 to see what we can do with this. So what has changed? Why can Lavalval Chain come back to 1 now? Well, besides the fact that Master Rule 4 has been implemented and this extreme spamming that Lavalval Chain could actually allow in decks like Infernity back in the day is no longer at least possible, or it's not as easy to do. There's of course that note, but also there's just another card that's like oddly similar released right now, and that is in the form of Curious the Lightsworn Dominion. Curious the Lightsworn Dominion requires 3 monsters with the same attribute but different types, and if this card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while you control it, you can target 1 card in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and you can only use each of the other effects of Curious once per turn. Those effects include that if Curious is link summoned, you can send 1 card from your deck to your graveyard, and also if a card is sent from your deck to your graveyard by an effect, including Curious's, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Curious, in my opinion, is pretty much the spiritual successor to that of Lavalval Chain, printing Lavalval Chain in an objectively more fair form. But actually, even looking at Curious, it's actually just an incredible monster all around, actually having a lot of traits that make it way better than Lavalval Chain ever was. On its link summon, you get to send any card from your deck to your graveyard, just like Lavalval Chain. Of course, Lavalval Chain could be used over 2 turns if it were to survive, but on an 1800 body, Lavalval Chain really wasn't standing up to too much. Curious sits on a 2400 link body, and also gets an additional effect where you get to send top 3 cards to your graveyard as soon as you activate that first effect anyways. And even on top of that, Curious also adds a card from your graveyard to your hand. Any card when it is sent from the field to the graveyard, of course, while you control it, but that's normally going to happen anyways. So compared to that of Lavalval Chain, Curious has a lot of additional effects tacked onto it, and of course, that's supposed to counteract with the fact that it requires 3 monsters with the same attribute, but different types. Depending on who you ask, I think you'll get varied answers on how easy this is to accomplish. Lavalval Chain required 2 level 4 monsters, not exactly a tall order at the time, considering level 4 monsters is easily the largest card pool in Yu-Gi-Oh! To date. Infernities could use Summoner Monk to bring out another dude to make Lavalval Chain, and get plays rolling from there to be able to send cards from the deck to the graveyard, what's the one card? Stygian Street Patrol was a very popular choice with the Lavalval Chain. The whole Necroz Jinlock was possible because Manju and Senju are level 4s, and then you could just ritual summon Necros of Unicorn, which was also a level 4. 2 level 4 monsters, not a tall order to ask, but 3 monsters with the same attribute, different types, that can be a little bit more tricky to get. I think, however, as time progresses and we get more generic Link monsters with varying attributes, being able to just trade any monster on your field for potentially a different attributed monster to be able to make Curious will get a little bit easier. Okay, so what exactly are the consequences if we bring a card like Lavalval Chain back when we already have Curious in the game? Well, of course, some decks will get a relatively big boost. I don't think necessarily bringing back Lavalval Chain to 1 will cause any wild FTKs to be plausible again, but I do think some decks will get a boost. A deck like ABC can utilize Lavalval Chain very well, but being able to send a piece maybe that they don't have into the graveyard with it. Of course, you also have to make note of the fact that there are some other rank 4 monsters that are just good too, like Bujinte Tsukiyomi in ABC is just a really good card too if you're running low on resources. There's tons of options where Lavalval Chain might actually sometimes seem like a weak one. Being able to get that last piece in your graveyard to summon ABC Buster Dragon is great, but if you can't get rid of the Lavalval Chain that you stuck in your extra deck monster zone, you're in for a tough time when you can't summon that thing. Alright, so ABC can kinda use it, but what about another deck that can probably use it even better, in the form of Zombies? 60 card Lightsworn Zombie is a deck with varying popularity, and actually they've gotten, just over the months, some support cards to make them really good. Curious, of course, being one of those cards. Being able to use Curious in this deck is huge. Sending any monster of your choice to the graveyard is massive, and Lavalval Chain could really resonate with that. Of course, not having to leave things up to chance with a card like Minerva is incredible. Being able to send a Fairy Tale Snow or, you know, a Mizuki to your graveyard by your choice is extremely powerful. Foolish Sparrow is a really good card, we're all aware of this. But if we put Lavalval Chain back at 1, we have to also just think, is this really that bad of a thing that we give Lightsworn Zombies a tad bit of a boost? A deck that's already objectively not even maybe tier 2 at best. I just think personally, as the game continues to move forward deeper into Link format, we're looking at more decks that revolve around just summoning multiple dudes to sync them up into Link monsters. Playing cards of the same general level isn't as important. The entire XYZ block of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was dependent on this, playing cards that could be the same level to stack them on top of each other. With Link monsters, that completely just gets rid of that entire scenario. You can use any monster of any varying level to summon almost any Link monster. There's of course restrictions. Whereas a card like Level Eater, which served a really powerful purpose in Synchro format, it got way too good in Link format, where of course, like I said, you could utilize any level, any monster to make any card, and there just happened to be a very potent level 1 pool in the form of just Link Karibo. That card's just insane on its own. So as some cards just get way better with time and with the introduction of new mechanics, I think Lavalval Chain is a card that's gotten even just a tad bit worse with the introduction of Links. And I personally think, as a Lavalval Chain lover, that putting it back to 1 isn't going to be anything too spooky, and it might actually shake things up a little bit. I'd love to see this happen. Let me know what you guys think of Lavalval Chain coming back to 1. Do you think it's possible, or do you think I'm just crazy? Love to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below.
That's all, folks.
If you guys liked the video, be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video. I want to express to you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I'm uploading regularly. Feels pretty good, man. That being said, like, comment, definitely subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Nim Nim signing out.